Hello and welcome to this evening's UCD Social Sciences webinar. My name is Emma Donovan and I'm going to act as a moderator today. So the objective of this event is to provide an overview of the subject combinations that can be studied on our four-year undergraduate social sciences degree programme. In terms of format, we will hear first from the Associate Dean of Social Sciences, Sarah O'Sullivan, who will give an overview of the four-year social sciences degree. Please feel free to post any questions that arise during the presentation. Following this presentation, we will speak with current first-year social sciences students on their experience of their subjects and their programme. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Sarah O'Sullivan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be talking, as Emma said, about social sciences at UCD. Why would you study social sciences at UCD? First of all, you'd be taught by internationally renowned academics, all experts in their subjects and fields, in Ireland's global university. The university also offers unrivaled student supports, and that's something that's very important in our college. As you graduate, you will graduate and join an international alumni network. And UCD is ranked 74th internationally and first in Ireland for global employability. So that puts you at a huge advantage when you're graduating. Then I'm going to speak a little bit about the combinations you can take in the four-year social sciences degree at UCD. So there's a range of different subjects. You can study archaeology, economics, social justice, politics and international relations, sociology, geography, philosophy, and information and communication studies. You can study those subjects as joint major subjects, or you can study them with other subjects that you might take as minors. So that means you might be studying geography and philosophy, or you might be studying sociology and archaeology as your joint major subjects. Alternatively, you could be studying a subject like economics with a language. So you might study economics with Chinese or economics with German. And there's other combinations available for each of our subjects, and they're all listed in our prospectus, which you can see online. So I'd encourage you to explore that, to see the range of options that are available. The other things that are available on the degree are combinations like philosophy, politics and economics, economics, maths and stats, computational social science, and landscapes. And I'm going to talk about each of those in a minute. Your choice of subject or pathway will determine your degree title. So you'll graduate either with a degree in a BSc in sociology and archaeology, or economics and with Chinese, or you might graduate with a degree in computational social science. So there's no such thing as a general BSc in social sciences. You'll graduate with a qualification in your subject. So how do you study social sciences then? At CIO, you pick one of these options, depending on what you're interested in. So you might pick computational social science. That's one that's not immediately obvious what it is. So just to say, it's the study of social science subjects combined with some programming, some maths, and it really enables you to take some of the quantitative methods that we use in social sciences a little bit further. So students who are studying on this pathway usually come in with good maths and will have an interest in exploring social sciences using quantitative data. The second option there is economics, maths and stats. That's a combination of those three subjects. Landscapes and society then is students study archaeology, geography and history together. That's a particular aspect of those subjects that the students will be studying. It's particularly interested in the physical landscape and what those disciplines contribute to our understanding of these different landscapes. Philosophy, politics and economics then is the combination of those three subjects, as it suggests, and is a really popular degree with our students and a very popular degree internationally. And then finally, I mentioned a range of different two-subject combinations already that we offer, and any of the social sciences subjects that I mentioned a few minutes ago, so your archaeology, economics, philosophy, and so on, you can take any two of those together, or Any one of those with a range of other options, all listed in our prospectus. So what's first year like then? Well, you'll hear a little bit more from our students in a couple of minutes, but basically it's when you confirm your choices, when you really get into your subjects and confirm that you really want to study these subjects for the next 4 years. You're registered to your modules before you arrive on campus, and if you don't know anyone coming to campus, you will pretty soon. Our tutorial classes are small, and you'll get to know people in your class, and you'll also have a peer mentor group and get to know those people before you even arrive on into your classes. There's also information on my UCD about all the modules you'd take. So depending on what subjects you're interested in, so if you're interested in any of our joint major offerings, have a look, see if the modules sound attractive to you and explore those details before making your choice. We're really keen that you make a well-informed choice because it's an important choice. And then after first year, a couple of things that are really attractive about our programme and what it offers include the optional third year internship and the optional study abroad in year 3 also. So our students can go to a huge number of different partner universities right across the globe. So they can be in Asia, they can be in the Americas, they can be in Europe, they can go really anywhere in the world that they wish. And they can go for either a semester or a year, depending on their interests and how it fits for them. The optional internship then will be for a whole semester if a student applies for it. And it might be with a government agency, it might be with a business, or it might be with a not-for-profit organisation. Again, this will depend very much on what subjects you're studying, which ones of those options might be most appropriate for you. There's also research modules, research skills modules right across the curriculum, right from your very first year in the programme. These are really a key thing that employers value in social science graduates. It's their ability to ask a good research question and find the kind of data and information that's needed to answer it. So that's a core social sciences skill. So just in terms of careers, just to mention, some of our recent graduates are employed in the companies that you'll see there. Our career opportunities are really diverse. As you've heard, we have a huge range of different subjects, and they lead students in very different directions. So these are some of the companies that our current graduates are working with, and really there's a breadth and there's a range of sectors where our graduates find employment.
Great, thank you very much. If there's any questions for Sarah, please post them online. And what I'd like to do now is I'd like to introduce our student panel. So our students are first-year students in our social sciences programme, and I'd like to turn now to the panel for everybody to introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Rebecca and I'm from Kildare. I'm studying politics, philosophy and economics.
Hi, I'm Thomas, I'm from Mayo and I'm studying economics, maths and stats.
Hi, I'm Caroline, I'm from the US and I'm studying information and communication studies and politics and international relations.
Hi, my name is Rory, I'm from Dublin, I'm studying social justice with politics and international relations.
Hi, I'm Laura, I'm studying geography and sociology as a joint major.
Great, thank you very much, everybody. So I'd first like to turn to the panel and ask you, why did you choose your subject combinations in this degree?
So I studied economics for the Leaving Certificate, and I always knew that that was an area that I wished to pursue. I also had a keen interest in current affairs, and when I was researching my degree, I was very much attracted by the level of flexibility that it offered me, and also by the fact that it's held in such high regard internationally. So at the moment, I would currently like to work abroad after graduation, and I knew that this pathway would give me the tools in order to do that.
I also studied economics for Leaving Cert and it was one of my favourite subjects alongside maths. And at a careers fair in school, I met someone who was working as a quantitative researcher in the financial sector. And I was blown away by the things he was telling me he was doing in his career. And I asked him, what's the best pathway for me to study? And he said, if I could, to study economics with maths and statistics. And I was lucky enough to find that degree here in UCD through the Social Sciences programme.
I chose my joint major of politics, international relations, and information communication studies because I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do after college. And specifically with information communication, I found it offers a lot of flexibility, and especially in the information age that we have today, a degree in information communication is always going to be applied in pretty much every job you have. And I chose politics because I was born in DC and it's just basically a way of life there.
So I chose politics with social justice because I came in the mature student route. I graduated, I did my leaving cert back in 2010, and the world was a very different place back then. And through the years, I found that I was quite interested by the recent political and social justice developments, but also shocks. And when I saw that social justice was offered as a major for the first time within social science this year, I knew this because I was interested in that and how to enact change from a policy and human rights level, that it was probably the course for me and the right subject combination. And I'd heard fantastic things about the School of Social Justice, social work, so social policy, social work and social justice, pardon me, from a friend of mine who'd recently done her master's in gender studies and said great things about the faculty.
I chose geography and sociology as I felt they fit really nicely together. Geography was always my favorite subject in school, and so sociology, when I was researching it, fit really nicely into that. Sociology is all about the study of people and society, and geography is all about the study of people and their effect on the human climate and the world. And as a person who has an interest in climate change, I felt that was really fitting.
Thank you. And can I ask Thomas, Caroline and Laura, why specifically UCD? Why did you choose UCD?
When I came up from Mayo for the open day, I was just blown away by the campus, the facilities available on campus, as well as the fact that the School of Economics and the School of Maths are both held in such high regard internationally. I felt it was the right place for me to come to for my degree.
I think I came obviously to study at UCD a bit different than Irish students and even a bit different from American students. I am technically a European citizen through my father. And so an international education has always been something that I've been pushed towards, specifically France. And then when it finally came time for me to apply, I was leaning more towards colleges in England and Ireland. And when I got the opportunity to take a tour at UCD, that really was what made the decision for me. I found I really clicked with the campus and all the people that I got to meet. I got along very well with. And, you know, while rankings didn't make or break a college with me, I found that the fact that UCD did have such a high international ranking really did make the decision for me.
I chose UCD for the great subject choice and the chance to go on an Erasmus in year 3. I've always been interested in going abroad, and UCD offers a great program to allow you to do that. The extracurricular activities here in UCD and the chance to study electives outside of your degree is a really great way to broaden your skills and to gain new experiences.
Great. Can I ask the panel about your experiences of studying your social sciences subjects to date, and any highlights that you'd like to elaborate on?
So the structure of my degree really allows for a very diverse day-to-day college experience. So in terms of this year for core modules, I've had 4 economics, 3 politics and 3 philosophy modules. And also an in-course additional module in which I chose global development, and then also an elective in which I chose German. So many students on my course decided to actually take a language as an elective with Erasmus in mind. So I think by studying these 3 very contrasting subjects together, I have gained a deeper and more comprehensive understanding of key themes and issues. So just for example, if I pick the topic of globalization, in my economics modules, I've just looked at imports, exports, and balances of trade. While in my political lectures, we've looked at perhaps the increasing support for protectionist measures and perhaps the diminishing support for globalization as seen in the Trump presidency and Brexit. So also, when I first decided that politics, philosophy and economics was something I wished to pursue, I was a little bit apprehensive about philosophy, as it's unlike anything I'd studied before at secondary school level, as it's very much skill rather than knowledge based. But I am very much definitely enjoying how it challenges our perceptions and also how well it complements the other 2 disciplines.
I like the way that the program is broken down because in my maths modules we do very theoretical things, such as learn how to derive certain formula and learn off different theorems. But then as well in the statistics side, we learn how to apply mathematical modeling to the real world, which exams such as finance. And had 3 mandatory economics modules showing just 3 different sides of economics. We had the intro to economics, which just covered leaving through economics, and then we had the macro and the micro, which go into a bit more detail.
I really just preferred the way the school and my degree is structured so that I can just really jump in and start studying subjects. And to start right away in 4 core modules for each of my majors really made the difference, because the traditional route in the US is where you spend a year doing general education courses that usually involve topics that you've already done in high school or even started. And that really didn't appeal to me. I wanted to jump right in and start studying what I had picked. And it worked out. It has also worked out that just the subjects I've chosen have really meshed well together and complemented each other. And so I can take an international relations course focusing on fake news and how it affects politics, and then I can take an information communications course and we study how to actually identify fake news, and it all comes together to get a really well-rounded understanding of topics.
Yeah, I also have through the social science, from being in first year social science, had a bit more of a broader scope than just the 2 subjects. So like Rebecca was saying, for me, myself, I studied I study a joint major, and so I do 4 modules in social justice and 4 modules in politics, and then I got 2 in-program options, and I studied sociology this semester, and last semester I studied an introduction to ethics module, which I quite enjoy because it wasn't something that my degree would naturally present to me. But you're certainly given a wide range of scope in the social sciences, and within social justice as well, you're given a fantastic, although broad, introduction to the kind of overall social justice perspectives. Last semester we did a module in exploring gender, and that was just one module that opened us up to a bunch of introduction to feminist theories and critiques, gender in the wider global context, and global justice at the moment is a module that kind of really at the moment just encompasses how on a small scale actions can cause large global change.
The modules this year have been definitely a highlight. We have 4 core modules within sociology and 4 core modules within geography. So modules that stand out were our people, places, regions module in geography, and our sociological analysis module within sociology, which helped us with research skills, which is really great. Within our module Mapping Your World in semester 1, we got to go on a field trip, which was really great in applying our skills and our knowledge to the wider world. I'm also taking an elective this semester called Geoscience for Sustainability, and that feeds into my interest in climate change, and also it really fits well with my degree in geography and sociology.
Thanks. So can I ask now a little bit more about how you have managed assessments and the workload in first year? If I can ask Laura and Rory that question.
And the continuous assessment here in UCD has been really great. It helps spread the workload out throughout the year, and not everything is based on one exam, which is really nice. Here in UCD, they have a great system for helping you with essay writing and referencing. At the start of the year, they have classes and tutorials to help teach you how to correctly essay write and reference. There is also a writing center here in UCD, so if you have any queries or questions about your essay or about your referencing, they will help you out. The different types of learning environments here in UCD are also really great. The balance between tutorials and lectures and field trips is really nice to be able to learn not just in the classroom.
Yeah, I think we'd all agree that the first year workload is quite manageable. But like everything, it's very difficult to kind of find the initial balance in the first semester, as the workload will intensify over the next few years, respectively. And with the assessment has been such a range of different techniques. We've had group projects, book reviews. At the moment, I'm working on a very large 60% project, which hones in on one of the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 15 of them. So it's really that's for global justice, the module I was saying earlier. And so it really, that's, even though it may seem very daunting that 60% of your grade can be on just one research topic, you're given the skills throughout your degree to research kind of just becomes on the back of your hand after a while. And there's also an amount of autonomous decision making that you can make as to what it is that you're interested in and how you want to be assessed.
Great. Can I also ask that question about assessments and workload to Rebecca and to Thomas?
So obviously in first year, yes, it is quite manageable. But also seeing as I am studying 3 different subjects, you really do need to keep on top of everything. Especially in philosophy, there is a lot of reading hours demanded, especially because it is so vital that you understand and get to grips with the topic or the debate at hand. Also, outside of the lectures and modules, you are expected to keep up to date with current affairs and what's topical in the news. I've also been lucky enough to have the element of continuous assessment. So I've had numerous essays, graded tutorials, and weekly online tests. And it's great to know that you already have a part of your degree before, like a part of your grade already in the bag before you step into that exam hall. So the work can be difficult, but it is rewarding, and lecturers and tutors are always on hand to offer some support if need be.
As Rebecca mentioned, it can be daunting studying 3 subjects at once, but it's fine if you get into a good routine early, the work doesn't pile up on top of you. And I had one interesting module this semester in practical statistics that was 100% online. We had no lectures or class for that. So that was a bit of a change, being able to just wake up and do my lecture first thing in the morning and get it out of the way was a nice thing to have.
Great, thank you. Can I now move on to the transferable skills that you are learning throughout your degree that you can bring forward to the employment market and into your future careers? Can I ask the panel that question?
So I think the area of transferable skills is definitely something that allows politics, philosophy, and economics to really shine. Because in today's world, employers are looking for graduates who can think critically and also to apply the soft skills that they've learned from their degree and put that into any area of the workforce. So for example, from economics, I've gained skills, for example, such as analytical skills and problem solving. Then if I look at what I've learned from politics, I've really benefited from the amount of work we do on our communication and teamwork skills. And then from philosophy, I know that I'm learning how to build very sound arguments and also how to conduct excellent research. So you come out as a graduate from this degree that is seen as very highly adaptable to future employers. And also we do have the option in 3rd year to go in an Erasmus. And I very much hope to use the skills that I learned from that and apply it to my future career as well.
I think that being able to work in group projects, people from different backgrounds, is a good skill to have, and you can form relationships that will benefit you in your future career, as well as like the School of Economics and the School of Maths have and careers fairs on. It's a good way to do a bit of networking. And I was part of through the UCD R&D Society, I did networking with people in the Bank of Ireland Global Markets, and we won the InterVarsity FX trade-off competition, so that was a good experience as well.
So I'd say the most important transferable skill that I've gained is the ability to communicate and stand up and speak clearly about the points that you stand for. I'm pretty good at writing. I think I have a pretty solid basis in that, but standing up and having a debate or just a conversation with someone you're working with and being able to say, this is what I think and this is what I believe we should do and what I think would get us the best grade or I think would help us the most is something that I've really struggled with. And specifically, I had a tutorial that really focused on debate and just talking with the members of the group about current affairs and just maintaining like an educational, being understanding on what's happening in the world and being able to stand up and say, this is what it is.
I think that also a vital part of the vitalized or renewed social science program is that in year 3 we're given an optional we're given an optional internship, which obviously does fantastic for preparing us for the workplace in terms of being there and also skills. We also, just within being the transition into college, time management, punctuation, and the personal drive. Nobody's making you go to lectures. Nobody's making you hand in assignments, really. So that all builds your own ability to time manage. And also in social justice and politics, you challenge and think critically about the world and even your own opinions in times.
Geography and sociology, it's all about looking at things at different aspects and being able to see things from different people's opinions, which is really important in the workplace, to be able to find out what other people's opinions are and be able to work through a problem, which brings us into problem solving, which is another great skill I've gained through geography and sociology. Being able to research a topic and being able to write about that topic and share your information that you've received is also a really important skill that I've gained. The opportunity to go internationally on a year abroad is also really great to test your resilience and to gain independence.
Thank you. So can I ask the panel, what words of advice would you give to students who are watching or who are still considering their options for next year in terms of a degree in social sciences?
So I would say to prospective students, if you are looking for a degree that is well-rounded, holistic, and highly employable, then politics, philosophy, and economics is definitely something that you should be considering.
I'd say you should listen to your teacher's advice to some degree, but not fully, and you should have the heart to follow your gut and intuition. But if you want to study economics, maths, and statistics, you really need to have a high level of maths. If you're getting 60 or 70% in maths, you're going to struggle a lot because it's a big change from college maths to school maths.
I think if you're an American student coming in, this may seem like a bit of a no-brainer, but to really look at the perspectives and look at all 4 years and really look at what your degree is going to be built upon, because especially if you're doing the joint major, the degree I came in with is not the degree that I take now. In my first week, I actually took a module, like an elective module in information communication, and it really interested me, and I found it just suited me better and my politics major better, and I changed it, and I found that I probably would have picked it in the first place if I had really looked through all 4 years in the perspectives and compared the politics to my other options.
If you have an interest in society, human organization, and specifically how to incite change on a policy level and to create a more sustainable future, I think that social justice and politics is the perfect combination.
I would definitely say be open-minded. Sociology was never on my radar before in school because I hadn't heard of it. It wasn't a subject on the Leaving Cert curriculum. Geography was also always my favorite subject, so I knew I wanted to study it. And through researching, which is also really important, I found sociology, and I found that it really worked with my interest in geography already. So I definitely say be open-minded and do your research. Also, if you have any questions or queries about anything, the social science department and UCD is always open for questions, and we'll respond to you and be helpful.
Great, thank you very much, panel. So now we have some time just to take some questions, and we have some questions here that we have received in from our viewers. So Omar has asked, can they do the year abroad in year 4 instead? Not within currently the structure that it is set for year 3. So you have the option to study abroad in year 3, and you can also do the optional internship in year 3, but that currently isn't available in year 4. I might take this question about politics and economics, and maybe direct it at Rebecca. He wants to study, Connor is interested in politics and economics and is doing an ordinary level maths. Should he not consider economics?
Okay, well, Connor, I actually myself studied ordinary level economics. I dropped in 5th year, at the end of 5th year down to ordinary level. And I think that it's very much about your own mindset, because I went in a little bit apprehensive, but in 1st year we study quantitative economics, which is quite maths based. But I went in and I realized that I was going to have to put down a lot of groundwork. And then I actually, at my Christmas exams, received an A+ in this. So it definitely is doable if you put in the work. And just do be aware that you need, as a requirement, to make an O3. But if you don't, there is an option to take an extra module in semester 1 to make up for this. So I wouldn't let it deter you if you know that economics is something that you are very, very passionate about.
Great. So the next question we have here from Miles is, for the two subject combination, what kind of freedoms do you have in terms of crossing modules from each subject?
Yeah, so within my module, I have a chance of taking 2 options and an elective. So the 2 options are something that are based within geography or sociology within social science. I chose exploring gender, which you took as well, which is a really great module. I'm also doing an anthropology module this semester. The elective gives you the chance to go and study something outside of your degree area. I personally chose to study geoscience for sustainability, which is to do with my degree, but there is other options out there.
Thank you, Laura. So we had a question from Gary about politics. In year 3, is it possible to do a single major? I'll take that question. Yes, it is possible at the end of year 2. If you're interested in taking politics as a single major, at the end of year 2, you can make that decision and you can study politics as a single major. That is one of the subjects in social sciences that we do allow this to happen. We had a question from Owen about what jobs do the students expect to get from their degree. So I'll just leave it open to the panel about the careers that maybe Rory, I know you're pretty clear on the careers that you want to pursue, and Thomas.
Okay, I would love to go on to, I am obviously only in first year, coming up to finishing first year. I'd love to pursue a master's in either human rights or public policy, and then I'd actually love to get in with an NGO or even with the Department of Justice into either research or policy making. So, but there is other options as well. There's, through social science, you can go into journalism, you could go into law, you could, it's such a range of subjects, to be honest. But where I personally would go to is the human rights and public policy, and possibly something to do with development.
Thomas, you're hoping to pursue a career in finance. So
I hope to do a master's here in UCD in quantitative finance, then go into a quantitative role, be that a researcher or an analyst in the financial sector.
Great, thank you very much. And I suppose just to reiterate that in terms of the careers that are available to social sciences graduates in any discipline with any of these pathways, there are jobs in politics and policy, such as policy analysis. Media and communications is another one. Caroline is studying information and communication studies, which is very relevant to this sector. Education and research, if graduates are interested in pursuing further careers in these sectors. Public and civil services, which we've touched on, and jobs in business and finance, which Thomas has touched on. So there is a really broad range of careers and opportunities available to social sciences graduates. We had a question here from Omar about studying pure economics after year 1. I suppose what I'd just like to say about economics is that we do offer a single honours in economics, which is a separate social sciences degree. So if that is something you're interested in, I would look at our 3-year economics program. This degree is our 4-year program where we have the 5 different pathways where you're able to study combinations of our subjects. So I'll just leave it open to see if there's any final questions that we might have. Can you combine philosophy with, for instance, film studies? Was one of the final questions that we have. Well, philosophy, if you check our website to see all the valid combinations, philosophy, you can study with minor subjects. Chinese, Greek, Irish, and linguistics are the options available. So currently, through our social sciences degree, this option would not be possible. But if you look at our website, and you can check out all the valid options that are available there. So I think we have covered a lot of the questions at the moment. So we're going to bring the session to an end. What I would like to say is to thank our panel. And we're now at the end of the live session. We hope we have answered as many of the questions as possible. But if you do have any further questions in relation to this 4-year Social Sciences degree in UCD, please do email us directly. Our email address is socialsciences@ucd.ie, or you can visit our website, which is www.ucd.ie/social sciences. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming as many of you into our Social Sciences in UCD program in September 2019. Thank you.